Exactly, and that's what we want to see, because when you are in the mental, in the zone, especially against such a high-regarded team, you cannot just like let the doubt come in, let like anything else that is far away from your like focus, your target, your goal. You need to just focus on that. That's the only thing that matters. Game 3 is on the screen. Draft for Zeta Division now. Back to the purple side in Aegis Flames on the orange. Yes! And respect 2% ban rate for the Zera Aura. Bow down to Mats.
All right, I think that, again, no matter what happens for the rest of their careers, to say, oh yeah, my Zero was so good that what people consider the best team in the world just banned a 2% ban rate Pokemon so that I couldn't play it against them is the greatest flex that one could ever have. So I do fully agree. I said it before, Zeta Division did not have an answer for that. I don't know what the true answer for that is. It's something you really have to practice against to know how to not be vulnerable, and they were just so incredibly good at it. So they're getting rid of it, and first pick, Mewtwo Y, assumedly.
That's, you would assume.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It can be X. It looks the same.
One would assume.
It looks the same. Who knows? But we've seen some Mewtwo X as well. Actually, we saw it in ACL. On the other side, though, the Charizard will be here, so my jacket Pokemon finally will actually happen. And Suicune as a first pick makes sense. Ho-Oh being banned means that's not going to be early either.
One thing that I really want to see, especially with those Mewtwo Ys that we have been seeing, is how creamy. Just give me a Mewtwo Y, how creamy decorating, right?
Yep.
It's so fun, but it's not the case. It hasn't happened. Maybe it will tomorrow. We're going to be here. We hope you guys are here as well in the arena or watching at home on Twitch or YouTube for Pokemon Unite, as we are continuing here the draft with the side of Zeta Division, focusing on Defender and then that all-rounder. We have the Snorlax plus Zacian, while on the side of Aegis Flames, they're going for a aggressive early game. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know. Who would have? We could see, oh, interesting. Okay, we're gonna see the Comfey. That's actually cool. They shifted a little bit. You can see they choose the Comfey Zoroark as a last set of picks often, which is really, really smart, seeing what the other team has or doesn't have, maybe more importantly. Because I do feel like with the fact that they had the Mewtwo Y and it's not gonna be a support Mewtwo Y, they could have gone something like Helping Hand, or they could have gone Opremi, but instead it looks like they're shifting pretty significantly. All great targets in their team, by the way, for the Comfey if the Zoroark does end up getting KO'd, so not a huge deal if they do end up having to shift around that way. So I really like the comp of Zeta Division. However, Aegis Flames, they're going with some picks that we haven't had a chance to see them use yet. So I'm interested to see how they'll do having to shift around quite a bit.
Yeah, the Charizard finally coming through in this series in particular. You have the Buzzwole as well that we know is very steady in the top half. The Suicune, such a good choice as well. So we have some very good picks individually in every single of these squads. Particularly the Zoroark and the Comfey that we saw Zeta Division win on game 1 was absolutely crazy good. So that's something to keep an eye on. But on the side of Aegis Flames, they also have a very interesting composition. Now trying to still maintain some of that pressure in the early game because of that Leafeon. We know just how nasty the Razor Leaf is.
Yes. In the early game, in the late game, anywhere.
In the outside of the game.
Yeah, unless it's my teammate in solo queue, then...
then I don't like it.
Yes, but no, my one biggest question is we're going to get here in game 3 is the Mewtwo Y being first pick. Was that worth the very first pick of being left side? However, we're going here into game number 3. Zeta Division on the left, Aegis Flames from Brazil on the right. And one of these teams is going to move forward after this.
Oh, yes, they will. And this is the moment to start counting down from 10 as we are playing the last game of this series. Antares here with the Suicune and the Charmander on the bot side, while top side is Lauzing on that Gossifleur plus the Buzzwole. So we'll see what's going to be the pressure here, because you already have that smoke bomb coming through from Tomi, or actually from Wajiro in this case, and just trying to secure as much of that EOS energy as possible. Although we know Buzzwole very, very famous for doing well in the platform.
Yeah, interesting change around here. Obviously, in game number 1, we saw Leafeon up top, but we had a similar idea with the Comfey. However, this time around, Comfey is going to be actually assisting up top with the Zacian to make sure that maybe they don't get pushed down quite so heavily early on, because that was a pretty big near victory moment for Aegis Flames in that early moments of game number 1. Now, this time, they're being fought off pretty well, not able to fight against this Comfey Zacian, and now we're going to see the rotation up. The Comfey is going to switch targets.
Whoa, they're definitely switching them back to the Pokemon Center, because it doesn't feel right good there for Aegis Flames. As you know, Ritopo comes in, then you have the Flower Ring, and it just feels like it's all a blur, it turns black, and you're like, oh my god, I'm in the dark, what happened? And you're back at the Pokemon Center. That's happening again here. Unfortunately, that for Aegis Flames getting caught off, and another one is going to happen because Vitopa was stealing now the essential buff. Not going to be followed up though on the top side, just the brawlers brawling.
Yeah, we are going to have a little bit of time, maybe a minute or two, for Aegis Flames that is like a real significant weak point for them. While they still have the Charmeleon and not a Charizard, because this is such an early popping off team for Zeta Division. They have all their main power spikes as far as their main evolutions at least. And so they're able to just run around and play their kind of main game plan while we're still trying to find some experience for Aegis Flames. We'll see if they end up maybe like not prioritizing the big objectives that spawn super quickly, because it does seem more like we're still maybe a little bit away from wanting to fight as a team. We'll see how quickly they can get the evolution, but we are going to see a rotation up top actually, where Charmeleon's going to go into that center area, maybe split some experience with that Leafeon, and they're just trying to find whatever they can before they lose the opportunity. And look at this, everybody up top, maybe realizing that they didn't have the strength to take the basement Reggie. Instead, they're going for a goal zone as we get the evolution, and this looks like game one.
It did. It really did. It's like picture perfect, just the same. Impersonation, just copy paste. And I think it's a good read as well, because noticing the Zacian didn't have the color, the comfy color, it was just a good idea to go after the Zacian, and then you just control the top Reggie. Meanwhile, of course, you're going to trade objectives, and Zeta Division will guarantee the Reggie steal also uncontested. So right now, I kind of feel like that's the game plan for Aegis Flames in particular. We don't want to like overcomplicate. We get here what we can. If we can't, we leave.
I agree on that. I feel like Aegis Flames has made some really, really great, amazing macro choices as far as where they want to push, and then Zeta Division has made some really amazing macro choices as to where what they want to give up and what they want to defend, and it's really cool to see both sides of the coin, and both of these teams are playing amazing. They're both super, super smart teams, which is something that you love to see. You can see where all the intentional rotations are, and once again, now we're seeing this big rotation bottom from Aegis Flames, the entire team versus the entire team, and they maybe realized that, okay, everybody's here, we don't want to actually push this, we don't have enough to gain, they're going to get some experience, they're going to back up, and we're just seeing from Zeta Division if there's an opportunity to find one catch. They're going in, they're poking, and we're going to see, by the way, a grass knot coming out from the Comfey. It's not always guaranteed, but, you know, we do expect it usually at these in-person events.
I agree, and especially considering that you have such a proactive Zoroark that you are attached to, you just want to go in and pull people in.
Yep.
And it's funny because you were mentioning, oh, look at Zeta Division poking, and it's just the Zoroark going in.
Yeah.
Like you expect the poke coming from the ranged attacker. No, it's just a speed. You're just going in. Right on the top side, that's what they're doing. Oh, and they take them down just as we speak. The duo is gonna get collapsed upon. Now Aegis Flames still pushing out here. Rom on half HP, Tomato almost on 60 as well, blocking them out. Pretty nicely done. And now Aegis Flames finding the opportunity because the Regis are spawning pretty soon to go get Seismic Slam, and they are definitely slamming. And it feels like this is a goal down as they can reposition for either of the Regis.
And can I just say, like, the draft, I didn't even get a chance to talk about it. The draft that they have is going to be, on the side of Aegis Flames, is going to be so much stronger against the Zoroark. Because they have the Dunk from the Buzzwole, they've got the Unite from the Charizard, they've got everything from Suicune being able to crowd control, and so as soon as they dive in, it's going to be a very, very scary situation no matter what, and we got a chance to see that perfectly with that counter dive from the Buzzwole Dunk. However, we're trying to stay similar in strength here, a little bit of a lead from Aegis Flames. Zeta, though, is going to be able to take the Regieleki, either giving up the tier 1, and that should go down. Not sure how much of an overdunk that was. Okay, it was like 15-ish.
Yeah, around.
Not the worst in the world. It's going to bounce them up in points.
Right? Oh, but they're getting collapsed here. Look at that sneaky play. Aegis Flames just in the tall grass, unnoticed. And Tomato is going to take some damage here, but should be perfectly fine as a Snorlax to just... Oh, are they though?
Oh.
Are they though? Right? Having that heavy slam away from it, and we're good. There's not enough slow that you can do, Lousy.
Yeah, might have gone almost a little bit too greedy right there, but it looks like in the end it was okay. They didn't really figure that prioritizing taking down Tomato was all that important. So really good stuff to them, and we're getting really close now to the end game. There are going to be another set of objectives, so we can't look at everything for sure, but we can say the level lead is in Aegis Flames' favor. The points lead just barely in their favor. A lot of goal zones down on both sides, so we're not really looking towards any pretty, I don't know, easy back caps. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be later. They're fighting all in the center.
Oh, well, that's not later to me, that's right now. As they're going in, and I love how much they set it up with the Suicune, taking so many of those Pokemon so low as they finally take them down. Potato getting focused by the mats. Still, it's a defender. It's going to take maybe a little bit. There you go. Now getting separated for Topo. Still has the comfy collar going in, using that Unite move. But Wajiro is also going to go down. It's a 3 KO streak for Mats. And again, who is that? Say his name. It's Mats.
Mats is ridiculous. This is a player to watch. For all of you at home, write down that name because this is absolutely the MVP of the set. I think, again, like I said, no matter what happens, this is certainly not a set that is over yet, but Mats is unbelievable now on this Buzz, well, previously on the Zero Aura. I am so ridiculously impressed. They've got the blue buff, 240. We are getting a Regieleki up top, just spawning. Basement Reggie is getting taken down, I think, right now, solo by this Leafeon. It should be pretty uncontested. Yeah, we're not going to see anybody from Zeta. And Zeta on the back foot of Game 3 in their first broadcast match. This is not what anybody expected. However, like I said, this is not over. It's just a very strong momentum from Aegis Flames. It is, and it's really close. 15 seconds for final stretch, like you said, Chef. And it is an upper hand for Aegis Flames. They have the HP recovery from their Regis. They're still trying to get a position here to go in, though. Oh, they need to not get caught into a choke point. But look at this positioning from Zeta. They're all southwest of this fight. They're nowhere in the Rayquaza circle. They are just waiting for an opportunity to get one huge pick, one way to engage. However, they're the ones getting caught. Yeah, like the Whirlpool's just doing so much damage. I'm just looking at how much the Suicune for Antares is just doing work. There goes that's Mats. Still focusing on the defender though. Gotta be careful. Maybe that's the best play there, going for the Mewtwo wide. But there's the back line, and it's gonna be Tommy trying to get there's a ball in a choke point, but it's not going to be the case. They are going to back up at this stage and just reposition back to the center. Whirlpool again. Look at just how much it does to Rom. That was actually a beautiful disengage from both teams. Both of them getting some really big opportunities and not wasting anything. They all realized this was not the moment, but this might be the moment. Oh, yes, it is, and it's coming through. Look at all the damage that they're doing, and it's pretty great for Aegis Flames. They're falling. It's just a comfy. Make it a win for Aegis Flames against world's most favorite team, Zeta Division. Give them. This is a 2-1. We still have 1 minute, Chef, but this is looking incredibly good. If there's one thing I've learned from Worlds 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row if I'm being honest, never underestimate Brazil. They are looking like a region right now. The region to beat Zeta Division, one of the best teams in the world, one of the favorites to win this. They are going to get a nice little turnaround here. There's 30 seconds left. Okay, I'm not going to say this is 100% over yet. They need to start moving if they really have any chance, though. 25 seconds. Yeah, I know. I don't know if they have enough. I just don't want to say after a near team wipe like that it's over. I'm gonna hold on to the platitudes until the end, right? We've got some ability on this team. 15 seconds left. They're zooming over. Tomato, 46 points in pocket. They got a lot of points in pocket. 2 members hiding, though. We are gonna have some pretty great defense. Charizard, an amazing defender. Everybody's trying to score. The wall and trying to push them off, but no chance to KOs. And that's it. Locked in the bag. So, what just happened? Aegis Flames is what happened. 2-1 against Zeta Division. Unbelievable. Easily so far the upset of the entire tournament. And wow, well deserved. What a team. Aegis, we were talking about them before, right? We've been so used to 2 particular teams, or 2 sets of players really, because they kind of shifted around a lot in Brazil, being the top dogs in Brazil. But this team kind of came out of nowhere. They were winning a lot of the regional championships, or sorry, the regional finals, everything, whatever those words are. I can't speak words right now. They're winning a lot of tournaments. Yes. And it's like, okay, who really are they? But watching them here, oh my goodness. This, if anybody made a fantasy bracket out there, Aegis Flames, I'm sure, not only from this match, but from their further matches in the tournament, have destroyed 90% of, maybe more, 95% of brackets. Of all predictions. Every prediction, I have to say, this was the utmost pleasure to cast with you, Chef, because honestly, what an honor to witness this at the world's stage. Anaheim, California, everybody. Pokemon Unite! This is the climax of everything these players have been working for. And I gotta keep giving it to them. the Mats. I don't know. We got to figure out exactly how to say his name. The Mats. The one and only Mats. Well earned. You get to be the only Mats. If your name is Mats out there, you have to change it because you did not just MVP a game against Zeta Division playing not only Buzzwole, but Zera Oro in one of what was maybe the best Zera Oro play I've ever seen in my entire life. So yes, the one and only Mats. Of course, the entire team was amazing. The draft choices they made were great, and that's one of the biggest things that I'm so happily surprised by with the Aegis players. Not that I thought they weren't going to be, but they are such a smart team. Their macro decisions were incredible. They were literally going toe-to-toe in macro decisions against Zeta Division, who is one of the best, right? So that is just, I don't know. I'm out of words. I'm so glad I got to cast it with you too.
Yes, I mean, know. What a pleasure.
First Brazilian caster at Worlds, and you get to watch this.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry, dude. Oh my word, the Mats is your Game 3 MVP. And it is undoubtedly the series MVP.
It's really funny. He's holding
a Zoroark.
And all he did this game was just pick up Zoroark and dunk it and make sure that Topo couldn't play. That is really, really funny. But, you know, actually cosplaying exactly what he's doing. That's just Buzzwole, but instead with the Zoroark in hand. And yeah, well deserved. I feel like I already said too many nice things about the Mats, but honestly, you